No.
There it is.
I quit.
Okay.
Wait, you can't fire him and then quit too.
Yes,
there-
I fucking can.
There was this whole thing about that song a moment ago. There's since you guys haven't heard, there's one way, if you've ever heard the song "Because I Got High" by Afro Man. It's not actually funny. It was the kind of thing people thought was funny at the time, but the one way to make it funny again is to switch the last line from one verse to another verse, and vice versa. Trust me on this one. Okay, so...
I was gonna say, we don't need a copyright strike.
Yeah, exactly.
There we go.
All right, so we recently crossed the threshold of 50,000 followers.
Yeah!
Some fucking how.
Yeah, I
Okay,
guess
I'm suddenly
subscribers.
terrified.
Subscribers, they're called on YouTube. Sorry, I'm used to Twitter. But yeah, now 50,000 subscribers. That's a lot more than we were expecting.
Yes.
We were expecting about 8 subscribers.
All of them
To
are-
be fair, we started out with a little more than that.
Like, already.
9. We had 9 to start
Yeah, I was
with.
expecting 1 to fuck off.
That's fair, yeah. But yeah, so for the event, little subscriber special, we're going to be answering questions from our viewers. And hey, if you want to watch, cool. If not, the video will be up anyway.
Go watch something else that we've uploaded.
Okay, so let's go through these. Guy named, I'm sorry, I'm going to mispronounce some of your names a little bit, not on purpose. It's just, you know, I'm a white guy in Pennsylvania. I apologize. Okay, so a guy named Chaitanya Balagam. Give us background on all of you. What do you do? Where are you from? And how did you get to know about Indian cinema?
This is
So,
going to be lackluster because 4 of us work together.
yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so, yeah. What do? I work here in a warehouse which sells music merchandise. I handle the shipping department. Shay runs the online retail department. And Ben is the bookkeeper and
Yep.
also pulls orders for the retail department.
Yep.
And Tom also does that. Anything else to add to your job descriptions?
He's a grunt.
Yeah.
You pull wholesale orders as well.
Yeah, I'm...
Oh, yeah, that too.
Oh.
And he also fills in other positions because, you know, he's the
Yeah.
guy who also knows those things.
Yes.
I'm Steve's
Yeah.
sister.
Yeah. Unemployed at the moment. Okay. Let's see, where are we from? I'm from Michigan to start with, then various parts of Pennsylvania.
I'm from New York to start with, and then Michigan, and then various parts of Pennsylvania.
Okay.
I'm from Florida very briefly, and then various parts of Pennsylvania that are not all that far away from each other.
Right.
Mhm.
I'm from Pennsylvania, then went to college in middle of Pennsylvania, then moved back to eastern Pennsylvania.
All right.
Same, I'm from around this area. Didn't finish college like Ben did, but... I also go to New Jersey like every weekend, so there's that.
There
Which
you
is
go.
discount Pennsylvania. So,
That's what I hear.
it's not very nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
Trenton.
higher taxes and like stricter gun laws. It's bad.
He's the gun guy.
Yeah,
Okay,
like
so
He's our resident gun nut.
Mhm.
Beware of beware of
Tom, yeah.
I follow the law to the T.
Okay.
Okay. So how did you get to know about Indian cinema? Well, for me, it actually started with
for me and Tom, it's all Steve's fault.
Same.
yeah.
Yeah.
But I guess it started with a cable channel when I was younger. Would, like, I think Sunday mornings or something,
Yeah.
they'd have like an hour of just the musical numbers from Bollywood films.
Huh.
And they were a lot of fun.
Oh yeah, big, fun, crazy, happy love songs and stuff. And
Hey.
you know, we watched them, and it's cool. Then we looked them up online, and all the movie plot descriptions were like horrible violence and death. You know, this revenge, and this person's entire family dies, and we're like, what does this have to do with the music videos we just watched? So I was intrigued. Unfortunately, it was a long time before the rest of the country caught up to me, so I couldn't really find any Indian films for a long time. The few that were released in America were either like sort of lame, forgettable Bollywood movies. Ashaka, I think, was one of them. There was one about cricket, which might be a good movie, but I couldn't get into it. And the other Indian movies that came out were like the non-singing, dancing type, stuff like the Kama Sutra movie from the 90s, a movie about Fulan Devi, which was pretty good, but like wall-to-wall grim. So finally, what happened was I was just looking for more action movies to see because I love action movies, and Netflix DVD happened to have a section, international action movies. I'm like, okay, I've been through all the Hong Kong stuff, all the Japanese stuff. Let's hit the Indian stuff. Give India another try, and I stumbled across Athadu, starring Mahesh Babu, which is still one of my favorite action films.
Oh, it's so good.
It is great, and that, of course, led me to movies like Pokiri, Yamadanga, etc., and that led me to, some Bollywood stuff that I really liked, and now I'm not going to say obsessed, but, it's definitely just an area of film I'm interested in, and, if you're into movies, you kind of have to be into, every kind of movie, or you're just fucking around. I mean, what the fuck are you doing?
And I am Steve's sister.
Yeah.
And he is my uncle.
Yeah,
And
so...
about 2.5 years ago, he was like, hey, I want to start doing a podcast for some shitty website, maybe. Would you want to be on it, maybe? And I was like, sure. So then we recorded an episode, and it was really weird. And then we kept doing it, and then at some point, Indian movies showed up.
Well, because of course. Because
Well, yes.
of course we're going to watch
Yes,
Indian
of
movies.
course. And then I was like, why have I never done this before? And I've loved a lot of the ones I've seen. Unfortunately, I've also disliked
There's always
a lot of the ones I've
always
seen.
going to be some bad movies in there, no
Yeah.
matter what genre or country you hit.
Yeah.
So more or less, he's the reason any of us have seen them.
Yeah. 'Cause then I got roped in the podcast around episode 10, 11. I'm like, oh, Bollywood, I've heard of that. I can finally watch some of that stuff now. Thanks, Steve. Oh, I like some of this stuff. Cool.
There you go. All right, let's see. Sheer asked, what do you guys do other than YouTube? Well, we mentioned the job that we have. Anything else you guys want to throw in? Hobbies?
I write a lot of music.
He does.
Yes. I've done a bunch of community theater. And that's, I don't know, I guess my main hobby outside of work and this.
I do bookbinding, writing.
Tom, of course, likes guns.
And
Yes.
video games.
Oh,
And,
video, yes.
I have a second job as an exterminator for my family, which is kind of cool. And
Exterminator.
just bought a motorcycle. Hey.
Yeah,
Great, guns and motorcycles.
yeah.
Great combination, by the way.
I used to race cars, which was
Yeah.
fun. Man, I want to get back into that.
Sounds expensive.
Yeah, that's why I'm not doing it currently. I have a college education to pay for. Oh boy.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't really do...
You edit videos.
You edit a
for
lot of videos.
YouTube.
That's a lot of time.
Hey, you shot 21 music videos last weekend.
Yes, I did for Shay's upcoming EP. That'll be out sometime, I don't know. It's a
Yeah.
lot to edit. Okay,
I
so...
was a monster.
Yeah.
I might die at some point.
Monster costume, yeah.
I got murdered 4 times.
It was fun.
It was fun as hell. I loved it.
Okay, Guru Rao wants us to talk about ourselves and which part of the world, etc. Although I think we've done a lot of that.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
Okay. Let's see. What are you guys' background? I think we covered most of that. Anything you guys want to add? No?
Ah,
Yeah, I think we basically got it all.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Okay. Tell us about yourselves in details. Okay, some of these I grouped together because they're really similar, but that one was from Zero Density Heart.
Well, I'm short.
Oh, yeah.
If that's what you're into.
I'm disabled.
There was a car accident several years ago.
I'm very bad with names and faces. As I'm sure you guys know. I'm sorry. I
He's
don't
also
mean to be.
really into puns.
I love puns.
He
And bad
does-
dad jokes.
Yeah.
I love him for
trains.
that.
Trains.
Trains.
Yeah.
And cars.
Yep.
And women in leather.
Yes.
That's Ben.
That is a weakness of mine.
Yeah, pretty much. Pretty
So
much.
if you put a train in leather,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I will be very confused.
Yeah. Okay, Akash Agrawal asked some of the same questions we just answered.
I plan on
So we
trying
got you,
curling.
Akash. Okay. Okay.
Well, he said what city, I think. I guess most of us from around Philly right now.
Yeah, we're around the Philly area.
Yeah.
yeah,
Little, yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Philly.
Yashaswi Panur. Again, I apologize for my pronunciation of everything. Wants to know what do we do for a living? We mentioned that, and how did we get started on YouTube?
That's a good question.
That's
a
a
very
fun story.
good-
Okay.
Oh,
Okay.
boy.
Shay touched on some of that.
Yeah, a little bit.
But basically, I mean, I've had the YouTube channel for ages, just as some place to put videos for message board conversations, and I don't really do that anymore. But okay. So a little while back, there's this website that exists. I'm not going to mention them by name, but they exist. They ran a contest that my sister entered for like movie watching and stuff like that. And at some point, they put out a little announcement that they were going to expand and they wanted to hire some people, not for money because that's not a thing that happens anymore. But one of the positions they wanted to fill was somebody to run a new podcast for their site. It was because they had their podcast and they wanted to do another one where somebody would just do reviews. So I'm like, okay, I'll apply for that, and put in my qualifications, so to speak. I mean, I wrote some halfway popular articles for a website that used to be big and recently fired everybody.
That's pretty damn recent, right? Right? Or were we just talking about that very recently?
We were. It actually was really recent.
Okay.
So so I put that in my thing, and I'm like, okay. And they're like, okay, we're not actually hiring people for the podcast. And they seemed really confused about what they were asking for in the first place. But, hey, would you like to write for us for no money? And I'm like, dude, that's why I don't write for them anymore. And they paid money. Okay, so I'm like, fuck it, I'll just start my own podcast. And so I got my nephew and my sister.
Gar Wars.
Yeah, and we watched some really bad movies and
Infinite.
some good movies. Yeah, a bunch of them. And we didn't get a lot of listens, but it's basically just for fun. Watch movies, talk crap about them,
Yeah.
and, post it on the internet, because why not?
Yeah, because we're assholes.
Yeah. So eventually we're like, okay, we were trying to think of how to, move this to a YouTube scenario, because more people watch YouTube. And it's like, well, reaction channels are a thing that exist. And by that point, we had Tom and we had Ben, and it's an interesting crew for reaction channels because there's a variety of personalities here. I'm the loudmouth fucking talk forever about movies guy. Ben is literally a cartoon character.
Pretty much.
And Tom is just he's Tom.
Yeah.
I have
He's
a
the
beard.
dependable gun guy.
Yeah, Tom's basically just a kid.
Yeah, a kid with money to buy guns.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And who's good with names and knowing
Exactly.
more movies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's Shay, he's Shay.
Yeah.
And eventually my sister came into it. She was out of it for a little while, but now she's back in.
Just when I thought I was out.
They pull you back in.
But yeah, that was, and eventually it did catch on.
We
All
had
right.
a lot of guests.
Yeah, various
Yeah,
people have
yeah.
shown up on the podcast.
Gosh. Yeah. Sorry, I just remembered of all the things we did last year.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was weird.
Very weird.
Yeah, all right.
They managed to do all the cool shit without me.
Sorry.
Not all of it. Okay. Next up, Sudit Malik asks about the city again, but also asks, why did we choose Indian films to react to? Okay, so we were reacting to trailers at first. One of them, obviously, at the time had to be Commando 2, because one, it was a good trailer, and two, I am a martial arts film nut. So of course, Vidyut Jamwal, you can't ignore the guy. He's really good. So that ended up being the most popular thing at the time that we'd put up, like, by far, like,
Yeah.
super far. So, like, obviously, I'm just like, wow, this is my excuse to just do nothing but Indian stuff, or at least mostly Indian stuff, because all I need is an excuse.
Yeah.
And from there, we just got so many requests that,
The list is so long.
yeah, we're not going to run out for a little bit, so
Yeah.
excellent. Why not?
So, yeah, there's a reason. It did very well, and then people kept suggesting more.
Yeah.
And a lot of it's a lot of fun.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it is fun.
People seem to like it, so what the hell, right?
Yeah, exactly.
And we like it. The most important part.
yeah.
Yeah, like I said, all I needed was the excuse. There's
Yeah.
a lot of fun stuff out there. Okay, Parag Barman asks again, why Indian movies? And also, how is Hannah?
How is it?
Good. Yeah, she's good.
Okay, good.
Sorry she's not here right now. She had something else tonight. I think she was hanging out with her best friend who she hadn't seen in a while.
There you go. All right. Okay, how did you get interested in Indian movies? Especially South Indian? Well, like I said, I started with a Thadu, which, obviously South Indian movie, so that led me to more South Indian movies. And, oh yeah, first South Indian movie I watched, that was Shanmuganal, you asked that. Okay. Chakravarti T.S.
This one's just for you.
And my reaction. What was my reaction after watching my first Indian movie? And, well, God, I have to think. What was my first one? That was probably Ashoka or Ashok, which really wasn't all that good. I liked the musical numbers; those were good. But yeah, I was pretty disappointed my first time out. So, it took a few for me.
He strives to make other people's experience better.
Yeah, I do what I can. Okay, how about your first experience, Indian movie?
I want to say you took me to see Singham.
That sounds about right. It was either Singham or just sitting around watching a Thadu. It was one or the other.
Yeah, they're both awesome, so...
And for you two, it was Temper, right?
Yes, and halfway through, I went on
Did I
eBay and
watch
bought the
Action Jackson
DVD.
before that?
I think you
I did.
did.
I
You
did. I watched
okay.
it, Nick. So yeah, I watched Action Jackson, and my reaction was, "Oh yeah, that was a pretty solid movie. I'm interested.
Mhm.
It's not legendary." And
Yeah.
then I saw Temper, and my life changed.
Yeah,
Mhm.
as
So
it
good.
does. And for you, it was what, Baby?
It was either Baby or Singham. I think Singham was first.
I think Baby might have been first.
Baby might have been first. I like both of them. And they're like pretty much now the first things I think of. Because those were just my introductions to
Right,
the...
right.
Yeah.
All right.
Hey, you're one of them.
Okay. Let's
Gonna leave
see.
that part out.
Satyavarapu Abhijit asks, okay, what made you watch Indian movies? And do we actually enjoy it, or do we do it for the viewers? Both.
Enjoy a lot of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And, if we don't enjoy a video that we watch, I just don't post it, because what's the point of posting something that you didn't get into?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We all just look bored.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
What's,
it's like,
what's the fun in that?
if the
Yeah.
whole reaction is just,
Us staring blankly at the screen for two reasons. A, we're bored, or B, we're really tired.
Right.
That
Yeah,
happens
that
sometimes
happens.
too.
There were a couple that were actually kind of cool, but
We-
we were
we
just,
just-
it was like 1 in the morning, and we were just like, we
Sometimes
can't react.
we just
We'd
talk
love
about-
to, but
Completely unrelated things. We're just
yeah.
So
It happens.
we,
It
we
happens.
definitely enjoy
Most of
the
them.
vast majority of it.
And definitely all the ones that we actually post are ones that we'd enjoyed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. We don't pretend to like things.
Yeah, it seems pointless.
And also,
Yeah.
I'm like physically incapable of that.
That is true, he is.
I've tried it. I pretty much
Yeah.
vomit.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Oh, if you want to go back to another question, I texted Hannah to ask how she was. She says,
Cool.
she's great, currently working on a massive collaboration project that she'll be art directing.
Oh, nice. Good
Yeah.
for her.
She
Yeah.
works as a stage manager, or not stage manager, sorry, an intern at the Arden Theater in Philadelphia, and was contacted by a couple other theaters to possibly stage manage at.
Nice.
Neat.
Yeah.
So
Nice.
she's doing better than all of us.
Yeah.
Yes.
Pretty
Good.
much.
Okay, and do we only watch the scene that we react to, or the entire movie? Well, that depends. We watch the movies all the way through when we're reviewing them for the podcast, but for most of our reactions, we'll just watch the scene. A lot of these, I'm putting together a larger and larger list of movies I want to see the rest of,
Yeah.
because there are some really
Yeah.
promising looking ones here.
And then if we've seen the movie before, we're usually not watching the scene that movie came from. Or I have that backwards.
I don't know what you're saying.
He's
Ben.
saying one of us will remove ourselves if we've already seen it.
That
Yes.
is true, yes.
Wow, I'm amazing.
Bad at English
Figured that one
sometimes.
out.
Yeah.
Wow, I messed that one up.
I got it.
Thank you. Again, another reason why Tom is here. To be my interpreter. Because I'm a
Somebody
cartoon
has to
character.
be.
Yes.
Okay, next up we have Satish Chaudhary. Why do we love these movies?
Because they're great.
Because they're awesome.
They're fun!
High energy.
Yeah. And a big thing you have to understand is American cinema,
Is boring right now.
a lot
Very.
of it is pretty dull, and
not
action films
creative.
especially are, with a few exceptions, action films in America are kind of like in a bad place right now.
Yeah, nobody's really sincere about making a good, fun action movie
A
that you can.
few people, but not
Yeah,
enough.
Not
enough.
nearly enough.
There's
And also,
a
we don't
tiny
get
list.
fun musical.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah,
we
right.
love musicals.
Yeah.
That.
American
Our
Never get that.
musicals fucking blow.
American musicals are really, really bad right now. A lot
Yeah.
of jukebox musicals where they take existing songs and perform them badly. And the original musicals are just sort of,
Painful.
yeah.
It's painful.
It's that's
Atonal and useless.
Yeah. Again, there are
Auto-tune.
rare, very rare exceptions, but those are usually like indie movies. So, you know. So yeah, Bollywood and Tollywood and Collywood. I haven't really gotten into Mollywood or Sandalwood that much yet, but those are like very refreshing for an American audience.
Yes.
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 They're different.
Mm-hmm.
Rather than the formulaic action movies
Ugh.
that we currently have. Also, I don't know if any one of us is a huge Marvel fan. So that's what is dominating the box office
Yeah.
over here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like I've liked a couple of them, but I haven't watched any of the Avengers movies.
The first one's fun.
It's,
Alright,
yeah, the
good.
first one's
It's alright.
okay.
It's a movie.
And James Spader is awesome as the robot in the second
That's the
one.
second. Yeah.
Unfortunately, the movie's bad.
Yeah.
So,
Yes.
yeah, how many more have come out since then?
11.
A lot.
Yeah.
So many. Okay, so Alex Parjuli asks again, why did we start the channel on Indian reactions? We did answer that, but I just wanted to make sure I gave everybody their shout out on their question. Logan Xavier asks, which film industry do you think is better, Bollywood or South Indian?
That's a tough
Ooh.
one.
I don't think I've honestly seen enough full movies to have a valid opinion on that.
Yeah, like it would be hard for me to gauge because I haven't seen as many.
I like them both.
Yeah, I'll go with that.
For me, it's. I think I feel like more of a connection with South Indian stuff because I started with that, but I honestly think they're just better at different things. Like when I think of like the old classics, but what I think of as like classic Indian films, I lean more towards Bollywood. Although there are a couple of older Telugu films that I put on the same level. I'm mostly going to be thinking about like Amitabh Bachchan films. Whereas like for Telugu films, especially, I'm an action movie fan, so for the action films, there's like this like a rough and tumble, medium budget, like just spirit there that I really appreciate. So
Plus, they have S.S. Rajamouli
yeah, who is
Yeah.
one of my favorite directors.
in the world.
Yeah,
Ever.
yeah.
At anything.
So let's see. Okay, Joseph Sujai asks, what do we think about Indian movies? I think we've covered that okay. What do you think is better, North Indian or South Indian? We answered that. Finally, do you think Indian fans go overboard with their adulation for movies? Well,
I mean,
think all fans do.
yeah, all
Yeah.
fans do. Like,
I mean,
any fan group is going to go a little nuts.
Yeah.
I mean, the internet has proved that for us 100%.
also
Yeah.
I live
Over
near
and
Philly,
over.
which
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Philly fans are.
Oh yeah, when I wore all my Eagles gear.
Yeah, Philadelphia sports fans are the
Oh
worst
my
sports fans in the world. They have that reputation.
We have that reputation. Don't know if it's true these days or not.
You totally fucked up a city because you won a football game.
Seriously?
Vancouver
Yes,
a
fucked
lot
up a
of them
city
do
because
that.
they lost a Stanley or hockey game.
Stanley game.
The
Stanley Cup
Stanley game.
Finals.
I was never very good at Stanley. Okay, so... But, yeah, I don't know. It seems to me, like, as an outsider, that maybe, like, the stars maybe get a little more devotion than some of them. But then again, some of them, they are great. It's like America's approach to movie stars and India's approach to movie stars
Different.
is really, really different.
Very different.
Yeah.
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 Okay, let's see. Okay, Arun Chandru asks, what do you like most about our movies and what do you hate most about our movies?
Well,
Okay, I'll start off. What I like most, well, I did talk about how, like, disappointing American films have been lately. There are exceptions, of course, but so there's that breath of fresh air thing. Plus, there's a thing that good Indian films have, which is like this sort of genuineness, like there's so much irony in Hollywood films. You can't just be serious about something in a Hollywood fucking movie and just let that be it. There always has to be like 3 layers of irony, or somebody has to turn and wink at the camera. Like, okay, my sister mentioned Age of Ultron, Avengers 2, which I don't hate the movie, but it's bad. Anyway, so there's at the end there's a big action sequence that's, things are going on, whatever. They stop the movie so that one of their actors can turn to another actor and say, "Wow, a bunch of things are dumb and I have like a stupid weapon. Ha ha ha, isn't this movie a piece of shit?" And then go back to the movie, and the sad thing is that's probably the best part of that scene. So
But they're kind of fucking with the people who went there to see a movie, too.
yeah, but so like that's one of the things I like about Indian films is that you guys haven't fallen into that trap like we have. There's a genuineness to it so when, like, in an action movie, if the hero is ridiculously badass, like, you sell that. You don't try to downplay it. You don't undercut it. It's just that. If I had to choose something I don't like about Indian films, well, you have a problem that Hollywood definitely has, which is the remake problem. Hollywood is addicted to remakes, and Indian films have a lot of the same thing going on. So, yeah, we're on the same level on that one, and I'm not super happy about all the remakes of everything for everybody in every
It
country.
gets confusing.
It does, a
Yeah.
little bit.
yeah.
Let's see. Probably the one thing I might not like would be sometimes with the romantic plots of a
I
movie,
was gonna say.
it's really forced. A lot of
Sometimes.
times.
Yeah.
Like, more often than not, the guy's a jerk, and you're like, just leave her alone. She's not interested in you. You haven't
Yeah.
done anything to deserve this. But then once we get the badass fight scenes, there's just so much good cinematography and choreography in it. Plus, you have musical numbers that have an amazing choreography and cinematography as well.
And
that
this
we
is
don't
the
get
musical theater guy, so...
Yeah.
Yes. I was like, my mouth hits the floor. I'm like, I will never be that good. This is amazing. I wish I could throw a punch or dance like that. Maybe 1/10 of that, and I'd be happy. But no, no, I'm not gonna get there. So I'll just enjoy watching it instead.
All right.
Yeah.
So, I'm gonna say the biggest thing I like is I have like two extremes that I like, which is insanely fucked up and dark and stupid and over the top and goofy. And a lot of Indian movies are
Both.
complete ape shit in both directions, and it's just slapping you in the face with horrible, horrible things happening that are really dark and fucked up, and you're like, wow, I want to cry, and then suddenly it's just a crazy dance number in an airport, and you're like, this is the most beautiful, crazy thing ever. People getting slapped through walls, and you're like, awesome, and then it's just like, oh right, I'm really sad. So the contrast there is like engineered for me to love it. I definitely agree with Ben on some of the romantic stuff, which isn't.
Yeah, it
it's
works
not just
better
an
in
Indian
some
thing,
films
it's
than
all
in other
movies.
films. Yeah.
Some of it's definitely a little bit wrong.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, aside from that, there really isn't anything like, in general that happens that I dislike. So, yeah.
I like way over the top action scenes where you knock a guy through a car or a wall just by smacking him. I love that.
Yes.
That is kind of great.
And I guess the thing I don't like is the romantic thing again. When the guy stalks a woman and it's supposed to be romantic, it creeps me right out.
Yeah, that's one thing I really liked about Vedalam.
Oh yeah.
Is that, they start that with the subplot with the sister, and then the hero of the movie just pops up right in front of the dude,
Like, no,
mid-stalk.
cut
It's
that
like,
shit out.
please don't do that.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Brilliant.
Oh, yeah, I guess everybody touched on
Yeah.
things.
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
Exactly what
Fair
we're
enough.
saying.
Yeah.
Should
You guys
not
get
happen.
that? Everyone touched on things.
There are like
Phrasing, Tom.
Yes.
Phrasing.
there are some movies that drag on way too long and don't say anything, but that's also a problem in American cinema as well. So it's not.
Yeah,
you don't
it's
get
a
to the
problem
point.
in
In
world
cinema.
cinema,
Yeah.
everywhere, but that's not a problem with like Indian movies in general. It's just a problem with bad movies,
Yes.
which we all have them. Okay, Salman Shah asks, why does the room always seem dimly lit?
A shitty warehouse.
These lights are all broken.
Yeah.
Sooner or later
There's a
we are
light.
going to replace some of these.
Right there. Right up
They
there.
will
This
never
one
be
right here.
replaced.
It constantly goes out while we're recording.
Yeah.
Yeah.
it
It's
does.
also the really loud one that you'll hear sometimes.
Sometimes the one back there is also kind of loud sometimes.
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 Someone's got to
Sometimes.
do something about it.
Didn't
Sometimes.
I replace one? Do I have an old light bulb around here I can show? Doesn't matter.
It's fine.
Yeah, we got like, 13 bulbs out here?
Short answer, we're in a warehouse.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
Long answer, nobody buys light bulbs.
yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
Because when they're all in here, it's incredibly bright and blinding.
That's very true.
It's awful.
It's just unfortunate that the ones that are out are like the ones over us.
Yeah.
The ones that
Yeah.
are on are in the back, so we just
Yeah.
have a white wall behind
Yeah,
us.
we get backlit
I
a little
turn
bit.
fluorescent.
Yes, that's also
Yeah.
a problem.
Shay will become a ghost.
Yeah, it's awful.
Or get sunburned.
Yeah.
Fuck, man.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, fuck Ben.
Okay. So, Mahi P asks, how are you guys related to each other? Well, I mentioned Shay is my nephew. Honey is my sister.
And we work with them.
Yeah.
I used to live with Shay for a bit.
Yeah, he almost murdered my mom with a throwing knife.
He also dated my niece.
Yeah, I did do that.
Who is my sister.
That happened.
And Ben has the job that my dad used to have.
Yeah, he
oh,
does.
I do!
Yeah.
I forgot that he had that job. Not that I had that job.
You forgot your job, man.
That's on
Given
par.
me about 7 jobs at this point.
Okay. And he also asks, are you planning to visit India anytime soon? We have no set plans.
I would like to, but I'm poor.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
I would like to, but again, like, I'd have to set up a bunch of stuff. So,
Wait, we all work together.
we all work together.
Yeah.
And here's the problem is we all went out to Los Angeles and work almost burnt down without
Yeah,
us.
that happened. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it was at the same time that eBay changed its policy to make it even harder.
Chester from Lincoln Park.
Yeah.
Chester
Oh,
from
that's
Lincoln Park
right.
died, and we sell music merchandise, so...
And everything went wrong. It was
Yeah.
just... And that was, we were only gone for like 2 days.
2 days, yeah.
It was bad.
So, and a trip to India would take a little bit longer than that. However, I I would love to go.
Oh,
That'd be
yeah,
awesome.
yeah.
We'd all love to.
Yeah,
We just
definitely.
need to figure out.
Well, there's a good chance I'm not going to be working
Funds?
here pretty soon, so
Yeah,
there's
money
also
would
a
be
very
the
good
issue.
chance you'd be back.
maybe.
I don't have a job.
Yeah, so she'll go to India
So-
for us.
Yeah.
Yes.
Money and
Our
making sure
ambassador.
Yes. Yes.
And
There we go.
I'm guessing 4 of us will need passports.
Yeah, I still need to get a passport.
Yeah.
Me too.
I
Ben's-
keep
Ben's
meaning
the only
to
one
set
with
that
it.
up, but okay. Let's see. Keep playing has a similar question. Would you and your friends come to India for a few weeks just to watch the films on the big screen?
Yes.
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 We'd love to if we
certain
could
films,
figure it
yeah.
out logistically.
And as long as they have like subtitles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very good point.
Because we English.
Mhm.
That's it.
Unfortunately,
That's
I,
all
Yeah,
we
there's-
We
I'd
don't
love,
we're
even
stuck
English
with-
very well.
No.
I
To
do
be
not.
fair, yeah.
None of us.
Yeah.
I'd love to learn other languages. I don't quite have the time to sink into it right now
Okay.
or practice.
Krishna Babarwal asks, when will you film a review of Gangs of Wasseypur? Soon, but it's a very long pair of movies. So because I'm an asshole, I would pair that with 2 other movies, and just
It's going to take a whole day.
yeah,
it's
it
gonna
would
take
be
a Friday and a Saturday.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it would be a Friday Saturday thing. So
Yeah.
we really just need to find a weekend that we can all just sit down and do that.
Next
for 2
weekend.
days, yeah.
And if you ever wonder
If
why,
we have time.
I ain't got that.
again, if you ever wonder why someone's not in a podcast, it's because we all have different schedules, and
Yeah.
sometimes it's very hard to coordinate.
Yeah, it is.
Coordinating 2 days in a row was even more of a nightmare.
I was gonna
Yeah.
say, I got that fucking second job.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, we could always just do it in 2 weekends, but then,
Where's the fun in that?
yeah, exactly. Exactly.
We like to not have fun.
We shot 21 music videos in 2 days. Come on, we can watch 4
That's
movies in 2
efficiency.
days.
That's fair.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So where's
yeah.
the fun in splitting it up?
That's fair.
Okay, Joby George asks, which are your favorite top 3 Indian movies?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so my top 3 for Indian movies, number 1, Sholay, because it's a classic. It is one of the greatest films ever made. Number 2, I'm going to go with Iga, because it's great, it's fun, it's smart, it's extremely funny. Okay, and number 3 is going to have to be Bahubali, 1 and 2, because it's
Shield balls.
basically the ultimate epic film,
Yeah.
It's just
I've never seen it done better.
Yeah,
The
Yeah,
arrows,
basically.
the whole way,
just
everything.
the scale,
The
the skill
setup.
involved, just the beauty of it. The whole thing is fantastic. All right, who else?
I'll go. Steve already mentioned several that I like, so I'm switching it up a bit. I'm gonna say Athanokade
Classic. Really love
Singham.
that film.
and Bahubali 1 and 2 because I just said I've never seen it done better.
All right, number 1 for me is Bahubali, because, I mean, come on.
Yeah.
2's Temper, because, I mean, come on. Have you seen that fucking movie?
Mm-hmm.
And 3 is Fatal Arm, because that movie's fun as fuck.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Mine is the same as Shay's, but in a different order.
Okay.
Mine goes Temper, Bahubali, and then Vedalam.
Okay.
So I've missed most of those weeks, and everyone else had Bahubali, so I just came up with another 3 that excluded probably everyone's favorite movie of all time,
Yeah.
or at least close to it. So probably the first 2 Indian movies I watched are Singham, Sultan, and then Baby. Actually, probably the first 3. Now that I think about it,
Yeah.
I loved them.
Yeah.
They were good.
Yeah.
Those are
Good fun.
movies.
Yeah, I like Sultan. I'm not going to say it was like, even like top 5 or anything.
Yeah.
But for me, like, that's my first foray into Indian film, and I'm like, oh, this is cool, this is neat, this is
He
refreshing.
didn't
So I
just
might
say that, did he?
Did you mean to say
Yeah.
foray?
Yes.
Yeah.
I said 4-way.
yeah.
You and those 3 movies just going at it. As you'll notice, Ben sometimes has trouble with his words.
Foot
but
and mouth syndrome.
Yeah.
That foot and mouth syndrome and bad memory of names and faces and movies and titles.
Words.
And we like to
Mostly
hassle him about it.
Yeah. That's
Well,
fine.
it's it's
How can you not?
Listen,
come
fun.
on.
It's
Have you
fine.
seen Ben?
Because you'll all hassle me about it, but if anyone else messes up, you know I'll hassle you about
Oh
it.
yes,
So-
of course.
Usually
screw it
me.
yes.
All right. Okay, Maduri Nanduri asks how much Telugu we know. Unfortunately,
None. Literally nothing.
I really have not been able to pick up any of the language in like all of the films I've seen. Like it's
we should
weird because
probably put some time into that.
well,
Yeah.
you should, but like a lot of movies I watch in other languages, I'll pick up a few words here and there, tiny bit of Japanese, a little bit of French, but for some reason, none of the Indian languages. I'm not sure why.
Nothing.
Then again, we did have that one guy on here for one of these sets of reactions who like lived in like Tamil Nadu for like a year
Oh,
and picked
my
up
buddy Matt.
Yeah, Matt.
Yeah.
Oh!
He picked up none of the language. Maybe it's just a thing with Americans
Yeah.
and,
they were
and
just-
those languages. I don't
Yeah.
know.
Our ears just don't do anything with it, maybe. I've
Maybe.
got no idea.
I don't know. Okay. Arasu Mayapan asks, is the actor VJ well known in your country or city?
It's a shame, but no.
Well,
Not really.
here's the thing. Not in our culture,
Yeah.
but there is a fairly large Indian population in America,
Yeah.
That's,
So-
yeah, that's true.
Very
that's
good
true.
point.
and especially in this area, I think.
Yeah.
You know, the theaters play Indian movies when they have the theaters open. You know, free from other movies, not just like as soon as they open. I mean,
I mean, that'd be awesome.
yeah, it would be great.
Yeah.
You'd be there all
When
the
they have a
fucking
couple
time.
extra
Yeah.
screens and not devoting them all to the newest Marvel movie.
Yeah. Most of what they release around here is Bollywood stuff, but we do get some Tollywood and Collywood. Let's see. Okay, Gopal Patak asks, which was the best movie scene for all of you until now? I assume I assume you mean that we reacted to for the channel.
Oh, that's a long list.
And for me, I'm probably going to say Non Mahan Allah. You weren't there for that one, actually.
That
And
doesn't sound
you
familiar
weren't
to me.
either. But it was Karti in this really good fight scene. Like it was like gritty and mean, but still was some people thrown through walls. I really, really want to track down that movie. Now, if we're talking about movies in general, best scene ever, the last shot of The Third Man. Okay, who else has something?
Favorite? Oh, boy, that's a tough one.
It is a
That's-
tough one.
Really impossible.
Wow. Yeah.
Pardon me, I'm going to go
I
look
got
through our
one.
channel on my phone.
We'll come back to that one after everybody's looked at
I
the
don't know,
list.
I kind of like the one with the spinning bus intro
Mm.
where he's shooting.
Oh,
yeah,
right,
well, I
right,
don't
with,
remember what the hell that was even.
That one
Yeah.
got pulled down off our channel for copyright reasons, but
Yeah.
it was, what's his name?
I'm blanking. What the fuck?
Oh, I know.
Hmm?
Mahesh Babu's Pakiri scene we reacted to.
Oh, that is
Oh.
a great scene from a great movie.
Yes.
The movie Shay's talking about, Puneet Rajkumar was in that. I really like him. I'm iffy about a lot of the clips I've seen him in. I want to find him in a movie that I'd like, but the guy's got skill and he's got charisma.
And that scene is.
And that
awesome.
scene was great.
Fucking
This
awesome.
guy comes into like the wherever the bad guys are in a bus, which he drives through a billboard and then
It's-
makes it do donuts while he
it's-
fires a giant machine gun out the back.
It's the
Then
best.
there's a fight on a train. It's really cool.
Beautiful.
But
My favorite would be the yacht fight in Vedalam.
Yeah,
that was a great scene.
I wasn't there for that, so no.
Also, the one with the fucking. The hell, it was like dolphin diving.
Oh,
that
Bang
guy.
Bang.
Yes.
Yes.
That one.
That was great.
Hrithik Roshan.
Yes.
Yeah, that was
Holy
great.
fuck.
Apparently, he really messed himself up doing that.
Really?
I'm amazed
Yeah,
he's
he had,
alive.
he had to have
Yeah.
brain surgery or something. Yeah.
Or slamming your face into
Yeah,
the ocean
right?
repeatedly. He's just gonna do that to you.
That's why people don't do that in movies anymore. But it
Fuck
looked
them. They
great.
should, because it's awesome.
Well,
I
brain
can
surgery,
understand,
though.
man. Yeah. Okay, Ben will figure something out eventually.
Yeah, I'm trying to.
We'll catch up with you.
Great.
Okay, Okay, Alex Parajuli asks, "What is your favorite? Which is your favorite South Indian actor?" For me, I'm going to have to. It's a tough decision, by the way. There are a lot of really good
Yeah.
ones.
Not easy.
Like Mahesh Babu was the one who got me started on Indian films in the first place. You know, there's so many others. Prabhas was in really incredible stuff. But I have to go with NTR.
Junior.
NTR Jr. He's okay. For one thing, he does comedy better than maybe anybody else in the world. Okay, let me put it this way. We did the reactions to the Jai Lavakusa trailers and teasers and everything. So, after the first teaser, they stopped putting subtitles on the teasers. And on the one for Kusa, though, we still laughed at the jokes because his timing was so good.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't even know what he was saying,
At
but
all.
it was so perfectly timed, we couldn't help laughing at the jokes.
That's impressive.
On
Yeah.
top of which, he does fight scenes very well. His
He can dance
dancing
like-
is
Oh my
brilliant.
God.
Oh yeah.
And he just has this force of personality. So, yeah, I'm going to go with NTR Jr.
I'm going to have to agree with Steve.
I'm gonna have to agree with Tom.
Sure.
No. I thought you had one, man.
I do, but I can throw names out there. But, I mean, all of our favorite is pretty much NTR, and then there's just, like, 5 others grouped up right under it.
A bunch. Yeah, there's a
so
few.
many.
I just want to mention Mahesh Babu.
Yes.
And VJ.
Salman Khan?
Well,
He's North
Bollywood.
Indian. He's North Indian. Wrong,
Sorry.
wrong
You
part of
messed
the
it up,
country.
man.
Wrong
Listen,
language entirely.
Sorry.
It's fine.
Bad at this.
And so many of them. There's so many.
Yeah.
Yeah, making the
Allu
list.
Arjun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ram Charan. There's a lot of really, really good actors in there and just fun action stars.
But NTR. I mean,
NTR's NTR.
Yeah. He's kind of a legend.
Yes.
Like Kamal Hassan's great, and I love like the distances he goes with his roles. But you know,
NTR.
NTR.
Yeah.
Okay, same guy asks much more specifically. Choose one: Prabhas, Mahesh, Ramcharan, Allu Arjun.
I can't do that.
For me, I'm gonna have to go with Mahesh because, again, I started with a Thadu. You know, it's like a personal thing for me.
I guess between those 4, I'd choose Prabhas.
Yeah, I can
Tentatively
understand that.
with Mahesh as a close second.
I love them all.
My
Yeah.
soul hurts.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
How are you gonna do this to me?
Like choosing between children. Good lord.
But like the best children ever.
Yeah.
Like.
Okay, how about you, Ben?
Allu Arjun.
That's fair. That's
Yeah,
fair.
yeah.
Stylish star. I can see
Yeah.
that.
I think I'm gonna have to go with Mahesh.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Katrina Kaif asks, "Who is your favorite Indian action hero?" Okay, we basically answered that one. Okay. Sandeep PBV asks basically the same question.
NTR.
Okay. Back to Alex Parajuli. Okay. Sometimes when making the videos, is your reaction fake or real?
I guess
And
we
have
would
we
get
ever-
that question a lot.
Have we ever given a fake reaction? And like I said,
There's no
like,
point.
I
Yeah.
don't see the point in that. So I also understand that reactions aren't reviews. People watch reactions to see positive reactions. So,
Yeah, right.
like I said, if and when, because
It happens.
It
but,
happens.
but when we watch something that we're not into, I just delete the file and that's it. One weekend we actually
Deleted everything.
one
We did.
weekend there
No.
were 4 in a row, and
Oh, right.
all of them we were just bored out of our minds. It
Yeah.
was really bad luck.
Plus, it was like 2 a.m. too.
Yeah.
That's
so-
fair.
It was a
yeah.
We were
combination.
exhausted.
Yeah.
As I
so-
mentioned earlier, I'm physically incapable of pretending to like something.
Mhm.
You will tell if I'm trying to fake because I will start vomiting and probably pass out.
Yeah, that'll happen.
I know we're over the top, but I can't. I can't just be like, I liked this, give us views. No. If
Yeah.
it sucks, it fucking sucks.
When I laugh, it means that surprised me and was really awesome.
Yeah, that's
Yeah, laughter is kind of just our way of expressing
We like it.
anything positive.
Yeah.
yeah.
I'll tend to talk more when I'm on camera just because I know I'm like, people are looking at me. I should do
Be a cartoon
something.
character.
So it's like,
But
It's
you
that,
do
but-
that a lot in real life too.
Yeah.
True.
You do.
Like the expressions, like in normal conversation, still go into these like
Crazy
it's
things.
Tex Avery, basically.
Except his eyes don't pop out, thank goodness.
A little,
Sometimes.
maybe.
Which is why you have me on here, I think.
Yeah.
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 But yeah, it's never from a place of lying. It's just maybe dialed it up just a touch. Because there are definitely times when they're talking and I'll just look at the camera and mouth something.
He does that a
Rather
lot.
than
He
Yeah.
does that a lot, yeah.
That is about like the only acting thing I'll do. And it's usually just because I'm like, I don't want to interrupt for a really bad joke, but I still want to say it.
Yeah, that sounds like you. Okay. All right.
Oh, by the way, Tom just likes guns.
He does. He does. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Amit Das asks favorite RPG. I was never really into RPGs myself. I'm more of like a shooter and beat 'em up kind of guy. But I guess if we're going tabletop RPGs, maybe between like Dungeons and Dragons and Palladium.
That's one I
That
haven't heard of in
exists.
a while.
Wow.
I'm glad you said D&D. I listen to a couple, like, 2 D&D podcasts while I'm working. Not at the same
Same
time
time,
and not on the same day. It's just whenever they update.
Okay.
I don't really play RPGs, but I'm going to say Shay's, the one he invented.
Oh yeah. Shay came up with his own role-playing
Oh,
game.
yeah!
It's like a cross between Dungeons and Dragons and
The
Binding of Isaac.
The Binding of Isaac. If you're familiar with that game, it's pretty nuts. Hopefully, it'll be available to the public at some point.
Eventually, hopefully.
Hopefully.
Don't get your hopes up. It
Yeah.
fucking sucks.
But we
No,
have
it
It's
doesn't.
fun.
we've done play tests and it's nuts. It's
crazy.
very active.
Tom is riding a tiger and whipping people.
Yep.
I would like to play again because I recently bought the most gorgeous dice I've ever seen in my life.
Ooh, nice.
Well,
I need
I-
to get a set of dice. I guess I have a set of dice, but they're just all mishmashed from different sets.
Same.
Okay, so favorite RPG.
Final Fantasy 12.
Okay.
For me, that is a very close second, but only because the one that comes first is Dragon Quest VIII, which is what led me into Final Fantasy XII.
Okay.
I most recently played Stardew Valley. I don't know if you want to count that as an RPG, but it kind of is.
Some
Basically,
ways.
If you want a
counts.
more traditional RPG, I'd say Mass Effect or Pokemon.
Okay.
My close
Sorry.
second would be Rogue Galaxy, which no one knows about, and that's bullshit. Complete bullshit. I love that game.
All right. Let's see. Your postal address.
I thought we did that.
Mention it in the about section of the channel. I did forget to put that in the about section. I will do that. In the meantime, it is P.O. Box 484 in Plumsteadville, Pennsylvania.
USA.
In the USA. All right. Okay, Electric asks us. Oh, that was Prudvi Ram who asked about the address.
You need zip code too, I think.
Yeah, 18949, I believe.
Yeah.
Something.
Okay. So, Electric asks us, how many of you guys are in a relationship versus single? Well, in this room right now, Ben's the only one in a relationship, so the rest of us, ladies.
Yes, the rest of us ladies.
Yeah,
Yes, that's how
all
Hannah,
of us ladies.
That's how Hannah was brought to the podcast.
All the single ladies.
All of them. Okay, so. Okay, Gaurav Dylan asks, what is your favorite movie in South Indian movies, Hollywood, Bollywood, Korean, anime, any other foreign language movies? Choose one in each language.
That's a fucking
good
lot
lord.
already.
That's a lot of list.
Okay, so let me.
Google list. Oh, you got a list going, don't you?
Oh,
I got
Oh,
a list
Steve.
going.
What is it, like 30 fucking
You
movies?
sprang this on us, and you were prepared. I'm not. No.
You butt munch.
Okay, so South Indian, Iga, like I mentioned before. Hollywood, I guess made in Hollywood, I'd say Freeway, which is my favorite movie. But if you're going for like the Hollywood stars, at least medium budget thing, I'd say Magnolia. Bollywood, Sholay, obviously. Korean, Sympathy for Mr. Vengeance.
Ooh.
Anime movie, Perfect Blue. Japanese that isn't an anime, Rashomon. French, La Femme Nikita, also known as Nikita. Italian, La Dolce Vita. German, M, with Peter Lorre. Chinese from Hong Kong, Days of Being Wild. Mainland China, it's a basic answer, but Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon. Swedish, Through a Glass Darkly. Spanish, All About My Mother. Okay, anybody else?
No.
I can't fill out that
Confession of
one.
Murder was Korean, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah,
Also
that's
mine.
my favorite Korean.
Yeah.
That's a great Korean film. Okay.
Kamen Rider for Japan.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anybody
Yeah.
have a favorite anime movie?
Oh shoot! I was trying
Mind
to think
Game.
of that.
Mind Game's good.
Evangelion, does that count?
If it's specifically one of the
movie
movies.
ones, yeah.
Spirited Away.
Pokemon the movie.
Oh,
That's rough, man. Okay, how about Bollywood?
Baby.
Okay, that was a decent
That was
movie.
for me.
I am drawing a blank all of a sudden.
Yeah, well,
Sorry.
it happens. Okay,
Yeah, I'm also kind of drawing a blank.
all right. Okay, where do you guys actually record the video?
In a warehouse.
Obviously,
At our job.
it's a warehouse at which we work. The boss lets us record here
Thanks.
because we can't hear the traffic from here, which is a big feature. Let me
As
tell
I
you.
hear a car go
Steve
by.
lives right next to the road,
but it doesn't pick up on the
and,
mic.
Right.
and large trucks, lorries pass us like constantly.
Yeah, let me just give you guys a quick tour of the immediate areas surrounding
Don't
us.
forget to show him Jar Jar.
Oh
Of
yeah!
course. They're, of course, referring to a poster of Jar Jar Binks, which is right down there. You can see him right back behind everyone. Don't pay attention to the guns, they're not real. We're shooting music videos.
Do we
Okay.
They're not mine.
Yeah, strangely, they're not his.
Yeah, strangely enough. Okay.
The only time we got interrupted recording here is when they were mowing the grass out back.
Yeah, that did happen.
So yeah, the darkness that is the west of the west.
The West.
That is the West. The darkness that is the West. Somebody write that down.
Yep.
That's poetic.
Fuck. Sticky notes.
Technically,
Shay's gonna
that's
have to
east.
do it.
I know.
Stuff.
The darkness that is the West.
I mean,
That's gonna be like a song title or
Yep.
something.
Yes, it is. Thank you, Ben.
you're welcome. How many song titles have I given you now?
I don't know, but I've got about 75 to use.
Great. I think 7 of those are mine.
Probably.
Well, from me.
Whatever. Same thing.
Okay.
You didn't live with them.
That's true.
Okay, that was Rahul Ranjan who asked that last one. I don't remember if I mentioned him.
Wait, favorite
What?
Italian movie would have to be fucking New Barbarian.
Yes!
That's fair.
That.
Duh.
Yes!
All of that.
New Barbarians is a very fun Mad Max ripoff.
Holy fuck.
It's my Twitter handle.
It is.
It's
Mine's the space one, which I can never remember the title of.
The Humanoid.
The humanoid.
Humanoid.
That's fair enough. Okay, I went with the pretentious answer on Italian because I felt like narrowing it down to the ones that I've actually seen in Italian, which, there are a lot of others that would have ranked higher. It's just like I've only seen them dubbed in English.
Oh, my favorite Bulvanian movie is Asylum.
Of course.
way better
Strangely
than
enough,
that
not
one
mine.
we tried to watch today.
Oh, yeah, we tried to watch a movie set in Bulgaria, and it didn't work out.
It's bad.
Yeah.
While we were at the bank.
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay, AAA M asks basically the same question as the last one, but adds, sometimes it looks like it's a broom closet or a supply closet.
You're not
Never
far
off.
Yeah.
Fair enough. This is the room where we pack our orders for retail.
Yeah. And weigh and print label.
Yeah,
Ben
exactly.
actually have offices.
Yeah.
I do have an office.
Well, I have a desk.
You do
Yeah.
have a desk.
You have your own office.
I
Yes.
do.
Okay, Deepak Kaushal asks, top 3 SS Rajamouli films.
Oh,
I can't do that.
So I'm gonna go with number 1 is Iga and number 2 is Bahubali, because obviously, I mean, they were my 2 and 3 for Indian films of all time, and number 3 is gonna be Magadira.
What he said.
There goes the light.
Yeah,
I think you're an evil human being for wanting us to even pick 3.
I only got Bahubali 1 and 2.
Yeah, I haven't gotten around to showing him the rest of his movies, and that's on me. I'm
Yeah,
sorry,
exactly.
guys. I have failed you.
Yeah, you have.
We
Okay.
need to just do a Russian movie week.
Month.
Fair enough.
Yeah,
Yeah.
theme
Yeah. Okay. Ignis Studio asks, I've been wondering this for some time now. Where did the name of your channel come from?
You say
Ah.
fuck a lot.
Well, okay. When I was coming up with the podcast, I needed a name for the podcast, obviously, and
What the fuck am I watching?
Yeah, it seemed reasonable.
The plan was kind of a lot of pretty awful movies.
Well, not necessarily. It's not like I'm doing best of the worst here. It's just I wanted to do movies that at least were like
Stuff.
interesting, confusing, shocking, maybe some outsider films, stuff other than just the normal, superhero movies that are just all of American culture now. So, yeah, there you go. Okay, NOO asks, what about One Nanakadine? Movie review, why aren't you watching? Answer this question. I'm sorry, but I really don't like that movie. It's a Mahesh Babu film. It's I'm really a stickler for editing, like really, especially in action sequences, and the editing in that movie just bugs me. It's probably more me than the movie, but I can't deal with that movie. That's on me. Okay.
So blame him.
Okay, Jay David asks, can I join you guys to watch a clip?
Hey, come on down.
Yeah.
I mean, we're pretty laid back. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if our boss would be okay with us just sort of...
Having
Like-
Strangers in here?
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know either.
I don't know, like,
A solid maybe.
let's call it a maybe.
Yeah, I mean we can.
We'll
try.
think about it. It might have to be, like, a little more, I don't know, formal's the wrong term, but we'll think about it. We'll try to come up with some sort of answer.
That was the time we filmed in my apartment.
Yeah,
It was,
I mean,
yeah.
That is a thing.
Yeah.
I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, we do have other locations to use, I guess.
This is just the easiest,
that is
Yeah.
true.
and it has our signature awful lighting.
Yes, it does.
Which has gotten
and all
worse.
the
through
weird
the Q&A.
shit in the back.
Honestly, the lighting started out pretty good, but then that light went and it all just went to hell.
And now I'm
Yeah.
half ghost.
Yeah.
It happens.
Yeah.
Oh, well.
All right. So that is the questions that we got before we came out here. So thanks for the questions. Thanks
Hey.
for some reason watching this
Yeah.
stuff that we do.
No clue why you do it, but hey, thanks.
Hey, yeah. And I guess we'll do something like this again if we make it to 100,000, which
We'll
Would
do
be
something.
ludicrous.
Whoa.
Which will really terrify me, and I won't be able to talk anymore.
Yeah,
honestly,
so
at
let's
that
do
point,
that.
The world will be falling apart, and I don't understand it. But hey, 50,000's better than 9.
it's
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
a lot. It's
Thank you.
I never thought we'd get this far.
Same.
Yeah.
Never thought we'd get invited to a movie premiere.
In
that,
LA.
that happened a while back. Yeah,
Weird.
it was Wolf Warrior 2, which
Oh.
ended up being like
The best
Great.
thing.
a big deal.
Yeah.
The movie itself, not us. We were not a big
No,
deal.
no. Everyone was confused as to why we were there. We
Including
were
us.
expecting to get murdered, honestly, but that didn't happen clearly. So hey, now we're here.
That's a different story.
Yeah.
Anyway,
That's a story for the
check
next
out
Q&A.
our Wolf Warrior 2 review for the rest of that story.
Oh, that's right.
They
We
get
did
to do all the cool shit without me.
All right, so
Yeah.
thanks,
Yeah,
guys.
thanks for having questions.
Yeah.
And
Thank you.
watching us.
Yeah.
I'd love doing this again, even if we didn't do, or if we didn't get to 100,000. But
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe. Who knows?
Yeah, we'll see.
All right.
Write us letters and we'll try to answer maybe.
Hey, that's a good idea.
Yeah, and maybe at some point if we could somehow eventually maybe go to India, that'd be cool, but it seems
that
kind
would
of-
be,
kind
yeah.
of implausible in the immediate
I'd love
future.
to
In the
meet the
immediate,
fans.
yeah.
Yeah.
And I'd like to go somewhere that isn't here.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. All right.